happening, everybody? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to hit the like, share, subscribe, thumbs up button as I bring you videos every single day, always sports related, college football, NFL, NBA, all that good stuff. Now, President Trump is tweeting about the Big Ten again. As we know, the Big Ten does not plan on having college football as of right now, but there are so many conflicting reports out there that they may start in October, that they may start around Thanksgiving, that they may play football this fall. And President Trump has alluded in the past that he's had good talks with Kevin Warren, who was the commissioner of the Big Ten and president of the Big Ten, and he believes that they are going to play this fall. And for his benefit, he wants them to play before November 3rd, the election, obviously. Now, today he's tweeted that something very interesting. It says this is from President Trump, the real Donald Trump. Big Ten football is looking really good, but may lose Michigan, Illinois, and Maryland because of those governors' ridiculous lack of interest or political support. They will play without them? Question mark. Ooh, we are getting good. This is like a big game of chicken, right? It's like who's going to blink first, or a staring contest between Donald Trump, Kevin Warren, the governors of these states that include the Big Ten. Like they're all having a staring contest, and who's going to blink first, and whoever blinks first loses. Because the Big Ten, they made the decision not to play football back in August 11th. And then like 8 days later, because of all these conflicting reports, they came out and made another statement, said we're not having a revote. First, they denied having a vote, right? Then they came out and said we're not having a revote. And then it came out that they did have a vote, and out of the 14 schools, 11 said no, 3 said yes. Now we're getting, and then since then, President Trump came out and said that he talked to Kevin Warren and they had great talks, and he's pushing for them to have football this fall. And still, no noise from the Big Ten. Still, they're keeping quiet. Just a bunch of reports here and there. Coaches supporting players, and players wanting to play, and parents wanting the players to play. And especially at the big schools like Michigan and Ohio State, they really want to play because they think they have a really good chance of winning a national championship. And they see all these other conferences playing. This is the second week of college football we just had. So it's so much going on. Just a whole bunch of stuff going on. And so then today, Sunday, September 6th, President Trump makes this tweet. Big Ten football is looking really good, but may lose Michigan, Illinois, and Maryland because of those governors' ridiculous lack of interest or political support. They will play without them. So what made me think was political support. So I got to typing on my laptop. What are the governors of these states' political affiliation? Well, we know Michigan, their governor is a Democrat. She's a woman. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but her and Trump have been in a spat before. He always, from this article I read, he calls her that woman in Michigan. So, so that makes sense. Boom. And then I went and looked up the governor of Illinois, and J.B. Pritzker, and he's a Democrat as well. Once again, still making sense. But the governor of Maryland is a Republican, in Larry Hogan. So I was like, okay, I was a little confused by that, but I think that buys into the interest of lack of political support. That's the shot at Larry Hogan. So Trump don't care. He's boom, boom, guns are blazing, shooting at everybody. And so to me, it is looking like it's coming down to the Big Ten isn't playing football, not just because of the coronavirus, because that was their initial saying. They just they don't think it's safe to play football because of the coronavirus. And, you know, even though these are young, athletic men who probably the fatality rate for guys between their demographic 18 to 23 is like slim to none, especially that are in shape and no pre-existing health conditions are very slim to none. That's why we see this is the second week of college football being played. This week was. But regardless, whatever. It is the fact that I think it doesn't have to do with the coronavirus anymore. This is a political game. To me, this has now become more political than safety precautions. It looks like these governors, these presidents of universities, and the president are all just having a pissy fight. Like who's the biggest boss? Who's the biggest bully in the schoolyard? That's what it's coming down to, and that is unfortunate because it doesn't affect any of them. It affects the kids mostly. Right? Those guys don't get a chance to go out there and play football. When they see their friends in the ACC or the SEC or the Big 12 or in the Conference USA or, you know, independent conferences playing football, but they got to sit at home and work out and not practice and go to class still and do all of these things when they came to school to play football. I mean, Cardale Jones said it years ago. We didn't come here to play school. We came here to play football. And 90% of Division I, especially guys at this level, the Big Ten level, went to school to play football. They didn't go to school to play school. They happen to get an education along the way, but it's unfair. And I understand the pandemic is real. We've lost 188,000 lives in the United States since March because of the coronavirus pandemic. I get it. It is real. But the chances of these athletes catching the coronavirus and dying from it is slim to none. Why are other conferences able to make this work, but the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and all in the subsidiary conferences, non-Power 5, are not? That doesn't make sense to me. And now, and I get it. I understood, and back then I understood. I got the presidents not want to play, but this is becoming more political, and that is sick. That doesn't make sense to me. You have the president fighting with the governors, fighting with these presidents of the universities, and the people that lose the most are the students. The kids lose out. The athletes lose out on this, and that sucks for them. Like, I mean, you got the president of the United States calling out these governors of these states and these presidents of these universities, and then nobody looks, and there's no cohesive unit. That's what makes it even worse. We got Jim Harbaugh protesting against his own president, against his own governor, with his players and the parents of his players. They're protesting. The coaches aren't even on the same side as the presidents of the governors. So that's sick too. Like, what is going on? Like so many combative sides, and it's getting so political and it's so unfair. If they came out and just said, okay, we're not playing because of the health pandemic, I get it. It would be done right there. But the fact that you have these governors and the president of the United States butting heads, intervening, that makes me think it's more than just a health crisis. Because especially when you got hundreds of other kids at all these different states all across the country still playing, except out in the West. The only place they ain't playing is the Big Ten and West Coast. These other conferences are still playing football. And that's crazy to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Do you think this is more about the health crisis now? Or do you think it's more political like me? Because I definitely think it has a lot more to do with the politics than the health issues. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to hit the like, share, subscribe, and because I bring you a video every single day. I'll see you next time.